Hello, fellow mysticists. This is the Witch of Minos, and today I'm bringing you a story, really, about the High Priestess. So let's dive into this. So, first, let me check my other deck. Okay, everything is here. So, this card really has everything: drama, girl bosses, wisdom, and worship in very juicy stories. So, first, this card is about the divine feminine, while the magician is able to transform what is in front of him. So, you remember the tools in front of him and everything he has on the table. This is where he gets the spiritual knowledge from. The priestess guards the gates of wisdom. These, you can see that these two pillars are the gates of wisdom in this case, and on many cards you can see a B and a J on the pillars behind her, referencing the bronze pillars of the Temple of Solomon. And I don't even try to pronounce these, but you can check this out. So these are references to the Temple of Solomon, and as you can see with the pomegranate and the palm trees, these will come back on later cards as well, just like the roses and lilies around the magician. So in the card's early life, the priestess was often called the popes, a female pope. You can see the papal tiara on her, or it was representing the mother church, the spirit of the church, or in some cases the mother of the pope. And I don't know how it came to be, but this is so funny for me. So there were just Renaissance people or people in later centuries who looked at this card and they said, okay, we don't have a female pope, so it must be the mother of the pope. This is funny. And in some cases, they were called the Pope Joan, referencing an allegedly fictional pope who, following her lover to the church, disguised herself as a man. And she was so talented and bright and wise that with time she was elected to be a pope. And the gimmick only fell apart when she became pregnant and gave birth and died shortly after. So that's scarier for you, really. So, although the tale is most likely fictional, the picture of the female pope re-emerged in Christian iconography, church statues, and as you see, cards from time to time, and I don't know, this card inspired real life movements actually. So we have to see the card uh, in its form when this was just a card game. So let's take a look at this card from the Visconti-Sforza tarot deck. This deck is a recollection of the Visconti-Sforza cards, which is also a collection on several decks and which was commissioned by Filippo Sforza back in the 15th century. This deck is amazing from an art historian point of view as well. The symbolism, the way it depicts several members of the family, and the stories behind it. So this deck is literally everything. Now, this High Priestess card shows us Sister Manfreda, who was a nun and a member of the Visconti's family. To understand the card completely, we have to go a few centuries back. So there was a woman called Guglielma of Bohemia who arrived in Milano in the 13th century as a widow and lived her life as an independent religious woman in her own household, which was rare back then. And she was very popular among the religious elite and soon attracted a heretic group called the Umiliati or Umiliati. I don't know how to I think it's umiliati. So the umiliati consisted of religious men in the beginning who were living with their families but lived a very religious, simple life. So they were not in the priesthood, they were civilians, really, just very pious civilians. So they had their own family. They took an oath of honesty and simplicity. They were known to wear white or gray clothes and so on. So you can picture pious people outside the church. They were very attracted to Guillermo. And later there, these men's wives joined them, and the Umiliati nuns took religion way further than necessary. So this female branch was a truly devoted, almost fanatical nuns who, I don't know, almost Flagellan type group which believed that women must enter the leadership of the church, which is a very good idea. And you can see that this was back in the late 13th century. So really nothing is new under the sun. So they said that women should enter the leadership of the church, they should be let into the leadership of the church, and this group considered Guillermo the reincarnation of the Holy Spirit, and that after her death back in 1281 she will appear on the day when, sorry, I tried to rephrase it. So she died in 1281, and her followers believe that she will reappear in one night or one day, just the clock. Okay, this came out wrong. So, sorry, this is very late. Okay, so she will reappear at 13,000. So when the calendar strikes 13,000, she will reappear and kick the papacy in the mouth, and she will start a female line of popes, and all will be well. Female will lead the church and the world. So Sister Manfreda, who is on this card, she was elected pope by this group, and a bunch of wealthy families sent her money and sacred vessels and equipment so she can use them when she enters Rome and holds her mass that will be the fall of the male dominated church. Of course, the Inquisition eradicated them and burned Manfreda on the stake, and they went directly after the Viscontis of Milano simply for being related to her. And of course, to get their hands on the city and its wealth. It was a very wealthy city back then. And almost 150 years later, the Duchess Bianca Maria Visconti commissioned this card in her memory. She was also a part of the joint Visconti-Sforza family. So, but back to the card in general. This is a story. So this is a very interesting story. But if we go back to the card in general, this Rider-Waite Smith that considers the female priestess the Egyptian goddess Isis, guardian of secrets. We know, of course, that tarot has nothing to do with ancient Egypt mythology, but often there are palm trees, which you can see here, and pomegranates showing us the male and female energies around us. So the palm tree is a very masculine, very phallic symbol, and the pomegranate is the symbol of the female energies around her, or this is literally a yonic symbol. And when you pull this card, it means that something is hidden from you, but it tells nothing more. So, like, Google give us nothing. So today we connect this guard to the unknown and advice to trust divine timing, that there are things in motion you don't have to know about, but something is coming. So things are happening behind the curtain, and you don't necessarily have to know what is happening. You just have to know that things are moving. You don't have to do anything in this. Or it can be a warning to connect to your female counterpart, or your divine feminine, or just allow yourself to be mystical. Allow yourself to want to see beyond the curtain. So this was the original story, and let's just see how other decks are depicting this. I am going to put some cards away first. Okay, and this will be the last one. Okay, so let's start with the Lunalapin deck. You can see that the B and J pillars are still here. She still has the moon symbolism. She is literally holding a scroll with the writing tarot on it. So she's holding the knowledge, the hidden knowledge behind tarot. And there's this symbolism of mysticism, the moon, the priestess is symbolized by this. I think this is either a crystal or a pearl on her head, and you can see the flow of her clothes into the water, so she's connected to the water just as the moon is connected to the water. So the original symbolism is mostly here. Not all, but it's mostly here. And let's see the Oriens deck, which is very different. So the first one was a rabbit. Of course, this is the whole aesthetic after that, but this high priestess is a wolf. It's a she-wolf sitting on the moon, holding the moon. The pillars are still here, but the B and J are gone. You can see where some of the floral symbolism is still here. The crown is still here, but these are just wines, so there's nothing masculine about this, and the pomegranates are still here. So it's more about the female than the male. There's no balance in this, but this card is highly feminine altogether. So it's okay. And this wolf, like with its connection to the moon and rulership over the night, literally. This high priestess is about embracing the night and being control and guarding what the night has to offer. So naturally you don't want to go out during the night into the wilderness because there will be wolves, and the wolves are guarding the secrets of the night and the secrets of the other world in this case. This is very beautiful. Okay, let's see the Mugi deck. The B and J are back on the deck, and you can see the palm symbolism, the pomegranate symbolism, the paper crown. You can see the cross on her. So this is more about the symbolism of the Catholic Church in this than in any other deck. The dress is very similar. So, but this, let me just bring the original one here. So this dress is not necessarily resembling any ceremonial dress of the church. I can see some medieval and Renaissance symbolism here, but I think this flowing is more about the way they were picturing Isis back then, but the cross is still here. And remember when I said in a previous video that the Freemasons were trying to add Egyptian symbolism to Christian ones, and that they were in the belief that tarot is ancient Egyptian in its origin. And if you can check that, you can see that on the scroll is either Torah. So maybe this is a completely different sacred text. So it's like she's holding everything. She's guarding everything, and the knowledge that she holds is universal. So it doesn't really matter if it's Egyptian or connects to the Jewish faith or Christianity or anything else. They didn't really have any other or any other knowledge about other cultures back then. But we can see the moon as a Muslim symbol. Maybe I don't know the intention behind this, but it's like she's holding everything, and this comes back with this card. So yeah, she's holding the Torah, one of the scrolls of the Torah. She is wearing a cross. The moon is also here. The symbolism is also here, but it doesn't really add to this. It's just cute. But I didn't realize previously that she was holding several religions symbols on her. Okay, next one, Prisma Tarot. Well, this card is different. This is always different. It's a very unique deck, and you can see that the High Priestess here is just dropping pomegranates into the water. It's more like a puddle or a little stream because it doesn't sink, but you can see that the moon is on the shore. It's not up in the sky. So the otherworldly, the ethereal is literally on earth. So she's bringing the heavenly to earth, and she is dropping female symbolism all over the water, which is also a female or a feminine. It's considered a feminine trait or symbol, and this is like just dropping hints that this is out there, and you have to discover, or you can discover this. She's holding everything, and she's leaving breadcrumbs, almost literally, so you can follow her. Yes. Sorry if you are hearing barking. I'm dog sitting. Okay, let's see the other Egyptian tarot, and this is Isis. So there's nothing new here. This is Isis with her crown, and she's guarding the gates. She's sitting between the pillars. The moon symbolism is here twice because she's connecting the heavenly to earth. But I'm a bit bothered by this hairstyle because it shouldn't. Well, this Egyptian deck is not ancient, so of course the symbolism is just perceived aesthetics of Egyptian culture, but yeah, this gives the symbolism of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck mostly because she still has the scroll, but she doesn't she wears only similar symbols to the other religions that we have seen before. So the moon can be Muslim, but I don't think it is. So it's more like being a goddess and keeping the symbolism of Isis from Egyptian depictions. And we can see this as a cross, but it's more like, I don't know, it's not an ankh. It's not, it's different, but similar. It's more similar to a cross than an ankh. It's like the symbol of Venus, so we can connect it to the feminine. But for example, the pomegranates are not here. This part here can be it. The palm trees are well, if I really want to press it, this can be this part on the pillars with some of the leaves. But yeah, it doesn't really add to the original deck, but of course aesthetically it's pleasing, so you can use it. There's nothing new. Oh, sorry, this is the Wheel of Fortune. We don't need this. Okay, not today. And let's see, Hash Tarot, but I'm wondering where my Modern Witch Tarot card is at the moment. So maybe I will you'll get it later. And this is from Hash Tarot, and the High Priestess is more connected to nature, in this nature and the stars, but you can see that the stars are artificial. So these are like little decors, really. And you can still see mostly feminine symbolism. I mean, I'm trying to find something masculine. Let me know in the comments if you find it, but the stars are mostly feminine. These are decorations. The laurels here are not especially masculine. There's a crow speaking into her ears. There's, I don't know what it is, a sparrow maybe? She's holding a sparrow, and she's very mostly silver, referencing the moon, and there are maybe this sparrow is like dead here. And I'm trying to read what is written here. Maybe kindly, but I am collided to mostly what I will at all. I don't know, it doesn't really make sense. I will try to check it. Okay, I will check this and leave it in the description as an edit. Okay, but this is a mostly feminine card, and she is guarding knowledge for sure, because all the bird symbolism that she's so connected to nature. She's mostly connected to nature and the stars. The Hash Tarot is connected to, I don't know, the way children see the world and nature. So there's this childlike gaze in this deck, but oftentimes I feel it like it's literally a fey deck, because sorry, I'm just dying discreetly. So sorry for that. So this is packed with symbolism for the faith. So oftentimes I see these humans on these cards as fairies holding knowledge, and this high priestess is literally is the guardian. So it's not just the guardian, it feels like she's collecting knowledge through the birds. So the birds are whispering to her ear everything. So these are like spies for her or agents for her. But in this case, the symbolism is mostly about hidden knowledge. And the hidden knowledge can be the information that she receives from the birds, or the hidden knowledge can be all the information she holds in any means that she gathered them. Okay. Let's see. This one, this high priestess is... Okay, so back again, my camera will need recharge. So I'm trying to do it as quick as possible, because if I have to record it again, I'm going to scream. So this is from the 1001 Night. And this high priestess is about knowing all the secrets, and she's holding the mystery really because she's about on his way to survival and trying to survive just one other night. She's a very stressed high priestess in this way, but in this case, she was trying to stay alive and telling a story every night to the Shah Maharaja. I don't know. No, it was, let's just say, to the emperor, her captive. And she was promising a new story every night, and this new story was so intriguing, and she was so intriguing to him that he was willing to keep her alive for more than one night. And this is about holding the secrets, keeping the mystery, and this is why this is a very feminine card. So she's holding the secrets and she's holding the mystery in this case. Okay. Anima Mundi. In this case, this high priestess is a barn owl. She's holding a scroll, and the owls are generally very feminine, very mysterious type of animals, and there's reason they were connected to witches back in the day, and they are a very general. Generally, they are a very common familiar for witches in folklore, so that's why she, as a messenger between the sky and the earth, she's holding the knowledge and she's holding the scrolls, and she's a messenger here, not necessarily a guardian, but you can still see the pomegranates here, and you can see the branches as a masculine depiction, but I would say that this barn owl is about more about the mystical side of the high priestess than a guardian of secrets. She's holding them, but I think she's just bringing these to you, or the questioner. So in this case, this is not a guardian. She's not holding it ferociously. She's literally actively bringing the knowledge to you. Sorry for the camera trouble. It just switches on and off. So let's continue with the Oak, Ash, and Thorn Tarot, which emphasizes the mystery of the High Priestess. If you can see, the scroll is still here, but it doesn't spell tarot or Torah out. There's a compass, so this High Priestess always knows where to go, and she's not guarding anything place-wise. So the moon is still here, still in. Yeah, it doesn't look like that. This is a very specific place that needs to be guarded. What needs to be guarded is the knowledge. Yes, the abundance is still here from the magician card, but this is not some very hidden place unless you consider being up a tree a very secret place, because you can reach it, so it's not unreachable like on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So there's in a completely different world. This is right in nature, you just have to look. So this high priestess is not about hardly reachable or unreachable knowledge that you have to go through to another world. Literally, you just have to look. Okay, next one. Meanwhile, I find my Model Witch Tarot, which doesn't really, well, it doesn't change the original symbolism very much. It just puts it in a more modern place, and the columns are still here, the pillars are still here, the moon is still here, the cross is gone. And this high priestess is like, I don't know, it reminds me of all the people who are posting witchcraft on the internet, because yes, she is guarding knowledge. She has a laptop on her lap, but this whole set looks like a photo shoot or something like that. So it's more about the looks than the actual knowledge. So it's like she has to look the part to be accepted with her knowledge. Yeah, it looks like a photo. It's all about the looks. It's more about the looks than the knowledge itself, and the knowledge itself is hidden. So it's easy to get lost in the source and think that every tarot reading, pick a card, or I don't know, just you have to make this glamorous table. You have to put all your crystals and candles out, and you have to have perfect nails or some. It's aesthetically pleasing, of course, but you also have to be an expert, really. So it's like she's hiding in plain sight, really, because she wouldn't be accepted if she would look less like this. Maybe it's not about acceptance, but she's hiding in plain sight in this card. Okay, so this is your mark, minors. If you would like to stick around for the next video, so thank you for being here. The next part of the video will be for the adult cards. Thank you for being here, and bye. See you at the next video. Okay, let's see for those who are still here. Tarot, this is the vampire deck with an extra shadow work meaning. So this high priestess, when she's not holding the secret of the tarot or any spirituality, well, not directly. So the pillars of the temple are gone. It literally looks like a theater or a tomb. Yeah, the pillars are broken and they are here. Down here, completely broken. It looks like a tomb with very lush draperies. And she's holding urn. An urn that has blood stains on it. So she's literally holding the secret of being a vampire or the secrets of life and death. You don't need the moon symbolism because you can see that this woman is not human. She's completely otherworldly. She doesn't need the moon symbolism to know that she's something else, really, and she's holding the secrets. Either to a vampire life, or of course, you wouldn't do a reading with that, but this is about holding secrets, or more like secret knowledge, more like. Yeah. And in this case, for shadow work reading, this would also mean to don't sneer at mystical people, so accept and allow yourself to be mystical. If it comes up as a shadow, this is your spiritual part. Being attracted to hidden knowledge or something like that. So yeah, this high priestess is holding the secrets to life. And let's see the adore decks. Let's see what the Decameron deck has to show us. Well, this is a very confident woman. You can see that this high priestess in this deck and yeah, and the French and the Italian translation is literally the female pope. And you can see that She is literally sitting on a book and she's holding a key. So she's holding the key to knowledge. But, well, this very phallic medallion is really interesting. And you can see that the pillars are gone. She literally has to sit on knowledge to guard it from these lurking people who are trying to get it from her. She's not happy that they are there. And in this case, I can see that there's a black person and a white person. Maybe there's a meaning behind the symbolism of the black and white pillar. As far as I know, these are just two columns from the Temple of Solomon, but I don't know, it's like one looks like the Hierophant or someone from the church, some leader from the church, and the other is a safe with a dick out. Either it's his, I don't know, the anatomy would be very weird for that, but they look like the reason she needs to guard the knowledge. This is a stressful card. This is not about being mysterious. It's not about inviting you to be more spiritual or telling you that things are happening behind the curtain. This is literally threat. But she's capable. I think she's capable, and if we see these two penises and he holds it like a weapon, but she also has it as a medallion, so she could use this power to protect herself and the book and the key. Yeah, it's more about the protection part. These men don't have to know anything about what's in the book. They are not capable or not worthy to have it. So this high priestess has a very different meaning than the previous ones. And our last card for the sexual magic tarot, this high priestess has a very chill time in her garden. You can see that the pomegranates are still here. She's holding two keys, but the pillars are gone. She's sitting on her throne, reading a book, so she would share this knowledge with anyone who's asking, but she's reading it too. She's enjoying this, and you can see that she's very comfortable here. She's not guarded. She's guarding the book and the keys, but she has a little cat playing at her feet, and she's very comfortable here. It can be about being mysterious. If you are asking what's in the book, but in general, in this deck, it might mean that she has knowledge to offer. She has either insight or experiences or whatever you are seeking, she's holding it. So since this deck is for love readings and sexual readings, this might be a woman or a person that is very mysterious. She is very knowledgeable and she's willing to share. She could offer you experiences, knowledge, anything you want. But she won't be seeking you, so you have to seek her. Okay, so this was our reading or video today. Thank you for being here and see you at the next card. And if you would like to know about my videos in time, just click on the subscribe button or like and share if you like. Thank you for being here and see you next time. Bye.